I did enjoy though was like you mentioned, the people that you met, but
Yeah.
also like the progress of once you graduate basic, prideful. Once you graduate AIT, prideful. Once you,
Mhm.
I gotta sneeze. Yeah, excuse me. Whenever you certify your dog, it's prideful. Every time it's prideful. Every time you have a task that you're trying to train your dog into, and all of a sudden your dog figures it out, it's like the most rewarding thing you
Yeah.
could possibly have. And that's another thing that it was very nice in the military. It's just at the same time,
It was frustrating.
it's your entire
It was
life, and it's frustrating, which is why we
Yeah.
lead into, if our entertainment purposes, unethical entertainment purposes, which I no longer go to them now. I only did it because I literally had nothing else to do.
Yeah.
And I
Well,
don't
it's kind of
drink. I think I
kind
drank
of the
twice.
culture.
What was that?
Yeah. I said it's kind of the culture.
I drink November 29th every single year. You know what?
I do.
And then every once in a while I'll drink on like the 4th of July or another holiday, just depending on what's going on. But yeah, so I mean, I think the Army kind of got the party stage out of me pretty quickly, because I got out at 21. I think I was 21 when I got out.
I got out at 23, something like that. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm 25 now, bro. I'm old.
Yeah, me too.
All right. Well, so obviously you already kind of went into like your whole, that's why you're still a dog handler today. But like, what good did the military do for you after, and what bad did it possibly do after? Is there anything you struggle with because of the military?
Well, I would say things that I did struggle with because of the military was probably the drinking. Well, not probably, it definitely was the drinking. I kept that up for a while after the military, just because I didn't know I didn't know how to kind of cope with it other than with alcohol. And then, but I would say the good was it opened up my possibilities for future career fields. Opened it up. Right now, I'm a federal contractor working in explosive detection dog. And that's a very specialized field. It's what we did in the military, but you can't just walk on and do those types of things. You have to have that experience already. And the way to get that is through the military.
Yeah.
And so, it's a very good job. I mean, I live very comfortably now.
Well, that's good. I mean, I continued it a little bit afterwards, but I was experiencing, I had less, I would say less professional experiences. Like I worked at MSA for 2 years, but that was very questionable. And then I worked for Kicks, which was only open for a year, and they could very well be already done because of all the illegal things that they were doing to their handlers and to their dogs.
Yeah, they were straight up just taking you guys for granted. And abusing them.
I had the opportunity. I mean, you and Ross both gave me the opportunity to work for ECI, but I have a kid now, and Leslie has another kid with another man, which is my stepdaughter, which is why I have a pink book bag right there. But
I just thought that was yours.
Oh yeah, totally. It has all the flowers on it and everything, just like I like it. But it's hard for us to relocate because of her daughter's father. So otherwise, I'd probably still be doing it. But it did open up the opportunity for me to go back to school, or not to go to school and never even start at college until afterwards. It's only 60% paid for because the Army did kind of screw me over. They got me out 2 days early to get full benefits. I don't know if I ever told you that. 2 days shy. I got out February 20th. I needed to be out February 23rd, 3 days shy. And if I'd have been there for another 2 days, they said I was going to be there for 6 weeks, and a week and a half later I was out.
Yeah.
And I know for a fact it's because they saw that I was only a week away from getting full benefits, which I didn't even know that was a thing. So I only got 60% of my GI Bill. And I don't get paid for my hip at all, because instead of med boarding me like they planned, I went through the VA, and the VA is still fighting me on it. So like I still have some issues with it, but the biggest thing for me is like the mental aspect is like, sometimes I'll like do something and I'm like, did I do that wrong? And like I'll over stress about it. And it's like, am I going to get in trouble for this?
Yeah.
And you know what I mean? I'm sure you've had instances like that too. It's like, wait, did I just mess that up? Uh-oh. wait a minute.
No, it's on the civilian side, working is completely different than
Oh yeah.
working in the military. In the military, one mistake could cost you everything. Civilian side, it's a little bit more relaxed. Well, it's a lot more relaxed. Now, specifically with my job right now, one mistake, if I miss a bomb or whatever that's in a vehicle, yeah, that's not good.
Well, if it's an obvious
Um,
mistake, then it's not
yeah,
nitpicky.
yeah, but whereas in the military, it was, okay, you stepped with your left foot instead of your right foot. Why, then you're getting yelled at for that. It's completely different. Um, but well, and as a civilian, you now get to enjoy your freedom. You get to actually experience that. Um, you don't have to worry about traveling to a different country and saying, okay, well, I guess I'm living here now and picking
Right.
up everything.
But you have that option, which is more money. Wait,
Well,
you
yeah, and
cut out?
for this job that I work now,
You cut out
I
again.
was saying, well, yeah, with the job. How's it now?
I think you're good.
Good.
Yeah.
Good. Okay. With this job that I'm working now, yeah, I can travel, but they pay me more. So
Okay.
I do get to go travel around, see different states and things like that. But it's more relaxed, and I like that. I definitely like that.
Good.
Yeah.
So we can just recap everything that we just discussed, and then we can close it up because we got another 8 minutes before I have to start a new meeting. That's gonna be more editing.
Nice.
I don't even know if she wants an hour and 60-minute. Actually, I guess it's not really an hour and 60 minutes. It's you know what I mean. It's 160 minutes. Actually, no, this would only be 80. We'd be all right. Anyways, okay, so we'll just recap. So basic training. Go ahead and recap on basic training, and I'll recap as well, just to have a little bit of my side.
Well, basic training is really the first step in it, and like I said earlier, I mean, the whole purpose of it is really to break you down, to build you back up in the image of what makes a good soldier. We had a bunch of people that failed out, and which was good. Honestly, it wasn't a bad thing. There was a lot of people in there that didn't know how to, tie their own shoes and make their own beds. And like, if you can't make your own bed, you sure as shit shouldn't be on
I wouldn't want to be next to somebody who
on a
can make their own
battlefield.
bed on the battlefield.
Yeah. And it teaches you attention to detail. So it's a very, very useful skill.
Right. Well, basic for me is very good because it toughens you up as well. I mean,
Yes.
like I don't think my professor knows this. You know this pretty well. My dad was in and out of prison my whole life. I mean, he's still struggling with that today. Like he's having some issues again right now where he's probably going to end up going back soon. I don't know about it because he doesn't talk to me as much anymore. But besides the point, so like I didn't know how to shave. I didn't know how to do some manly things. I didn't know how to like be tough, if you will, because I was raised by my mom. My brother lived with my dad whenever he was out of jail, and if he wasn't with my dad, he was with my grandma. So like I didn't see my brother very often. So like for me, it was like that's kind of helped me become a man as well as a soldier. It kind of helped me adapt. And then afterwards, when I was in the Army, hanging out with you, hanging out with Ross before he got chaptered out, which was pretty quickly.
He got medically chaptered out.
He was
when somebody said that they're chaptered out, it sounds like they were in trouble. He didn't get out that way. He did his contract, and
I got chaptered out too, but mine was medical as well. So it's essentially the same thing. But then that kind of helped me develop into the person I am today in general. So like basic training not only was prideful for me to become a soldier, but it also helped me become a man. I was taught how to shave, how to make my bed properly, how to be on time to things. Time management was a big deal. And then while I was in, I mean, it was essentially the same thing. It just made me stay on top of everything I need to be on top of and figure out what's important to me and make sure that that's my priority.
Well, and it also teaches, critical thinking and high stress situations. We say, okay, it taught us how to make a bed, stuff like that. Yeah, making it's not a big deal, but it's the attention to detail part. We had to make the bed exactly how they showed us done from day one.
They would
all the
bring
way-
out like those, forgot what they're called, and measure it because it has to be exactly
Yeah.
45 degrees. But we don't get
Yeah.
that tool. We just had to
No.
learn how to do it. And it's
We had
perfect.
to eyeball it.
Um,
And so yeah, some of these tasks may sound, super simple and stuff, but you also got people screaming at you. You also have people flipping other beds over because they weren't done right, throwing stuff around the room. It's a high stress situation, and of course, in the basic too. It's basic training. I mean, you're not going to be thrown into a combat situation and go, okay, hey, go execute it. No, you got to learn to crawl, walk, run, is how they would always say it. And so
Right.
that was very, very good in that aspect of teaching you, okay, let's, everything may be super stressful, but nothing is going to be solved by freaking out.
right.
So it taught you to keep your composure and to think about your next step. So, and that's why I think they should honestly be harder on basic training. They've, from what I've heard about people going in and seeing, little snippets here and there, is they've actually really relaxed on it.
Right.
And I don't think that's going to be good for the military in the future.
Okay. Well, in
Um,
closing, let's discuss one last time about the substance abuse. I mean, we have about 3.5 minutes. So we're going to have to make it a little quicker.
Yeah.
But why do you believe that substance abuse, mainly alcohol, is because that's what we've mostly talked about, is still an issue? Just recap real quick on it, and then we will be finished with the podcast.
Well, and it's substance abuse. I mean, it's really the thing that, with alcohol specifically, it's the thing that you can get easy. It's not illegal, and you get drunk and you kind of forget your feelings for a little bit, but you're always having to chase that drunk so that you can keep running away from your stuff. And so yeah, I mean, it's a big problem, but you've got so much other stuff going on at the same time that it just becomes a easy, okay, I can cover it up now and work on it later. Well, you never end up actually working on it. You just keep covering it. So that's what I would say is probably the biggest problem with it. But
It's too much of a coping mechanism because they don't let you go to
Yeah.
therapy. I mean,
yeah, no, it's looked down upon. If you go to therapy, it's looked
Yeah.
down upon. If you go to the doctor, it's looked down upon. You get hurt. We both got hurt and we weren't able to heal because it was looked down upon. They wanted us to work, and so we eventually did. And now we both have injuries that'll happen for the rest of our lives.
exactly. So,
So.
All right. Well, hey, I really appreciate the time that you spent. I know it was a lot longer than I expected it to be, but I figured, she gave us the option to do a podcast. The second video was only supposed to be about 4 minutes, but you know what? She's got 80 minutes. But I think it was very informative. I gave her a little bit of a point of view of how it was like to be a dog handler at the time frames of it. Kind of gave her like how, and obviously any students that watch it, and gave them an idea of how it still is an issue today with alcohol. Not as much drugs. I mean, we still had the whole CCC story that we didn't talk about, but that's probably for a good reason. But like, it's just Army. Long story short, Army's stressful, and people find ways to cope in different ways. And unfortunately, the ways in the military, the easiest way to do it is to get something that's legal like alcohol and abuse it. So,
Yep.
But anyways, all right. Well, thank you for your time. I really appreciate it. I haven't seen you in forever, and I need to go up to Missouri sometime soon and catch up with you and Ross.
Yes, you do.
Hopefully we can get Dylan over there. Heck, maybe if we hit the lottery, we can go to Vegas.
Hey, I'm all for it, man. I'm all
right.
for it.
Well, I really appreciate it, and have a great day.
Yeah, man. I'll talk to you later.